Hey, what's going on, strangers? Welcome to another episode of My 5 here on StrangerhoodTV.com. We're gonna go into one of my favorite things. Who in this world doesn't love sweets? Now, I know there are people that can't have sweets, or maybe you're just not a fan, but for me, growing up, there was always one thing that reigned supreme: chocolate bars. My 5 is My 5 chocolate bars. I love chocolate. So this is just going to be smiles. I'm going to be smiling. I'm going to be laughing because I associate chocolate with happiness, because that's what chocolate brings to everybody. Happiness. Okay. Number 5, Butterfingers. I love The Simpsons as a kid, still do, but Butterfingers and Bart Simpson, I was bound to have them at some point. And I love the thin layer of chocolate. I love how the chocolate's not that thick, but it's mostly just the star of the show is the crunchy peanut butter. You would have peanut butter in a lot of different other snacks, but you wouldn't get that crunchy peanut butter. So, love me some Butterfingers. Number 4, Mr. Goodbar. Bringing it back old school. Just chocolate, peanut butter. Now this one, it's a little bit of a fight out with the Hershey bar with almonds, because I also love that. So I would say that this is probably a tie between the two of them, because it is kind of hard to rank one better than the other. I like almonds and I like peanuts, so either one is good. Number 3, the Kit Kat bar. Oh yes, the Kit Kat bar. I love Kit Kats. I have weird ways of eating things because it's just fun for me, and Kit Kats, depending on my mood, either I'll break them apart or I'll just bite the whole thing like it's one giant candy bar. But it's chocolate and it's wafers. Wafers are great on their own, and then you add chocolate to the mix. I mean, don't get much better than that, but it does. Number 2. This one might be debatable by some people because it's not technically a chocolate bar, but I don't care. Anywhere on anybody's favorite chocolate bars, you should have the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Very, very simple. Chocolate and peanut butter. My personal favorite ones are the Reese's miniature ones. The ones that you would get, say, around Christmas time. They would have them be like they were wrapped in like the red and the green foil, or the regular small ones that would be in the gold foil. In my opinion, that was the perfect amount of chocolate and peanut butter, but I still love the original size too. Again, love playing with my food. Sometimes I'd punch the middle out, make a little hole and go like this. Sometimes I would eat the outside first, then the middle, or the middle first and then the outside, or I would just... I do miss, they used to have Reese's Peanut Butter Cups with Oreos in them. I remember them as a kid and eating those. Those were one of my favorites. I kind of wish they still had those, but they don't make those anymore. And number 1, in my opinion, the absolute most perfect chocolate bar ever created. It has 4 ingredients, but those 4 ingredients create a perfect harmony of just happiness and bliss and an explosion to your taste buds with just pure sweetness, happiness. If love can be put into a food, the Snickers bar is that. That is the king of candy bars. That is my number 1. I don't care which version of the Snickers bar you put in front of me, whether it be the classic, which is my favorite, but then you put the almond one, or the peanut butter one, or the fudge brownie one, or whatever other ones that they've been coming up with, because they seem to just be branching off. Something about a Snickers bar just hits the spot. Now, a couple honorable mentions, because there are so many. 3 Musketeers, the Milky Way. Love Milky Way bars too. The whatchamacallit, kind of weird candy bar, but I used to love those too. I'm probably the only person. Comment below if you guys like these too. But My mother used to give me Good and Plenty's at Christmas in like my stocking, and that's a candy I would never go out and buy. But because it's there, I would eat it because I do like licorice. But Good and Plenty is a weird candy with the candy coating on the licorice. It's good to a point. You eat a little bit and a couple pieces and you're good at that. But if you tried to sit and eat a whole little box of those like you would get at the movie theater, like your tongue starts to feel weird. At least mine does. So I remember Halloween, we used to go out, and that was back in the good old days when you go trick-or-treating, and they would just, like, your parents would be like, alright, I'll see you when it gets dark. And I would leave with a pillowcase, and we would come back home with the pillowcase filled to the top. And I would empty all my candy out on the floor, have my mom check it to make sure there was any bad ones or anything that she was questionable she would pull out. But then I would take Ziploc bags, and I would separate all the candy into different ones. And I always had my chocolates, and then I'd have the sugar or sweets, I would call it. So expect another My 5 on candy that's non-chocolate. That one will be coming soon. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to check out all the great stuff we have on StrangerhoodTV.com, like Bacon is My Podcast and Top 20 with DJ Perlman. Have a great day, guys, and peace.